We'll start this video with a simple question. Did you know how many times you can fold a paper in half? Stick around until the end of the video and we'll find out. And now you might be wondering how this is related to the topic of our today's discussion, which is reach your potential. Now, I'm not here to tell you the definition of success. That's something you have to figure out for yourself. The topic for today's conversation is how do I become successful at what I do? See, growing up in India, one thing that bothered me is the hyper competitiveness. And see, later on I found out that's true really everywhere. See, we value productivity and career and growth in this society, but that's not something I want to talk about in this video. But there are things that I want to accomplish before my time on this earth is over. And I reincarnate as a chicken or a goat. Probably a chicken. So I think it's really important to address the topic of reach your potential. The idea I'm about to discuss with you has shifted my focus from short-term focus to the long-term vision. And in this earlier video, I talked about the addiction to a neurochemical called dopamine. So go check it out, but not right now. Watch this video through. I want to talk about in this video the power of compounding. And I have a background in investment world, and there is a concept called compound interest. And as a new investor, it's both very exciting and confusing to learn about the power of compounding. In summary, compound interest is interest on interest. See, when your money starts making money for you, it leads to a snowball effect. See, Albert Einstein reportedly said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of this world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. See, regardless of whether Einstein uttered these words or not, the essence to this statement is still immensely powerful and cannot be disputed. So let's prove this. Let me ask you a question. Did you know that if you could fold a paper, a typical paper, 42 times, the width of the paper would be a tower which would stretch all the way from the ground to the moon? Would you believe that? Well, it's just one of the amazing examples of exponential growth. And here's the answer to the earlier question. You can only fold the paper 12 times. That's the bracket. See, still, that 12 times folding the paper isn't even table size. And it's hard to imagine that getting from there to the moon in 28 next folds. That's because our brains are inclined to think linearly and not exponentially. So why am I talking about compounding effect? Well, because I believe that this idea can be applied to other areas of our life. And don't forget that compound effect is a double-edged sword, as it can turn against you through consistent poor decisions. So whether you realize or not, it's working in your life right now, either for you or against you. Have you heard about the story of this Chinese bamboo tree? The remarkable thing about this tree is that it takes 5 years for this tree to emerge from the ground. But when it sprouts up above the ground, it rapidly grows next 5 weeks to 80 feet. Feel free to check my claim on it. Can you imagine being a person trying to water this tree for 5 years and not seeing any growth? And would you give up? In other words, when you work towards a long-term goal, you don't usually see the immediate results of your day-to-day actions and decisions. And further out, bigger the goal is, longer term the goal is, more there is a lag between your investment, your decisions, and the results. See, an example from my life is this YouTube channel, Meditate with Abhi. See, when I started the channel around May 2019, all the way to March 2020, I was getting only 120 views. And I had no reason to continue, no reason to believe that the views would go up. And then come March 2020, it went to 4,000 views. and then slowly started going to 6,000 views. And come August, now at present moment it's getting around 13,000 views. But if I just gave up thinking it's not going anywhere, that would have been a big mistake in my life. Things in life don't operate linearly, and that's why sometimes if you stick with things long enough, the magic comes later. The one word that comes to my mind is persistence, and that's going to be the main ingredient in the law of compounding. So here are 3 steps to reach your potential. First, create a worthy goal intention, things you want to accomplish before your time on this earth is over, something that scares and excites you at the same time. Write it down. Most important thing is to write it down. Second one, persistence. Work towards this every day, even if it's 30 minutes to an hour a day. Make sure you work on this every single day. And the third one is an excerpt, a lesson from Gita, Vedic philosophy, that just focus on the action in front of you and don't worry about the results. Don't worry about the expectation of the results, because the results might not be there to see. So you don't want to demotivate yourself. So let's apply these 3 principles and reach our potential sooner together. If you got some value out of this, please go ahead and share and subscribe to this video. And make sure you like this so we can bring this knowledge to more and more people. My name is Abhi, and I help you create the life by design. Namaste and peace.